Hey guys, what's up? This week, I would like to talk about a movie that I recently saw on Netflix Instant View, and whose preview interested me from the start. I'll just show you now.
You're the majority, and you can run the country.
The President of the United States.
President before he's 25. Following a campaign that broke every rule in the book. People went wild. Wild in the streets.
You raised up this monster at your rally. Your idea, Belli. Now, you two make your shaggy little monster behave and then get rid of him.
Kingman, hey. Hey, King. Touch me, man. See if you can change the hook back to what I am. I love it.
I think he was a fight.
He lived like a young monarch. And listened to the voice of the young.
We suggest that the required age for a representative be 14.
Good morning, people. Hey, gather round, you people. Got something to say.
We're gonna make 30 a mandatory retirement age. We're gonna psych them all out on LSD, babies.
The Queen is receiving me! The Queen! In my country, tears of me! Sweet land of Britannica! Sweet land of liberty! Of the unseen!
The story to this film is basically about a rock star named Max Frost who starts helping a congressman get elected, so long as he lowers the voting age to 14. The congressman eventually gets elected and the age is lowered. Then Max decides to use his influential musical power to put pressure on the government to lower the age that someone can be president so he can get elected. Well, wouldn't you know it, he easily gets elected and then forces all people over 35 into concentration camps where they can get psyched out by LSD. I don't know what it was about cinema in the 60s and 70s, but aside from a lot of directors breaking new grounds in their filmmaking, a lot of bullshit movies like this one were allowed to pass through and make it to the silver screen as well. A thing I really hated watching this movie was that there were big jumps in time from when the main character was a child to when he was a rebellious teenager to when he was a rock star and then to when he was president. I felt it was a lazy way to move the story along, and surprisingly, this film was nominated for an Academy Award for editing, even though the editing in this film is downright horrible. Throughout this movie, we have to hear about 3 to 4 Max Frost songs, which are horrible by the way, in their entirety. A snippet or two is fine, but do we really have to hear the whole songs when they're just poorly written rock tunes the composer probably made at the last minute? It's like being forced to watch a really crappy VH1 countdown. Moving along, I'm not really sure this movie was supposed to be a comedy, but they did put Richard Pryor in this film, I assume as a comic relief character. But since he only had about 1 or 2 lines in this film and generally just hung around in the back during every scene, it was kind of pointless for him to be in this movie in the first place. It's for this reason that I believe the producers of this bomb actually thought they were making a serious movie, which is downright laughable. And the last and final reason why I'd advise people to stay away from this piece of garbage is that you can pretty much tell it was written by old people to appeal to the younger generation. I say this because it pretty much takes a giant shit on the youth culture of the 1960s throughout the entire film. It shows them as arrogant, stupid, drug addicts, and far too rebellious. While I agree that some of the youth in the 60s were probably like this, they weren't all like this, and you can tell the producers were ignorant of any of the counterculture movements of the day. Well guys, if you want to laugh, you could probably check this movie out, but I wouldn't recommend it because it's just way too boring to invest any time in. I'd actually recommend checking out other exploitation movies that didn't take themselves as seriously as this film unfortunately did. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.